So I first wanted to just thank everybody who joined the group today, and thank WEDAC for setting this up for us to talk about our company and what we do. So I'm going to move this. Oh no. Hang on. Hang on one second. I don't know what's happening to the.
I didn't touch nothing.
No, you're fine. I just can't get it to move. Hang on.
There.
Hang on. Can you guys see that or no?
We see you.
We see you.
Hang on. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. Okay, let me see. Share screen. Maybe I do need to do it like this. Okay, there we go. So, our mission at Life's Work of Western PA is that we believe that every human has a right to a life of purpose, one that can be brought out through the dignity of work. We are committed to empowering all people to live the life they choose through an array of employment-related services. Just a little bit of history about the company. The company was founded in 1927. Throughout the years, the company has expanded to serve newer and different types of populations, and so its name has changed a few times. In 1961, our name was the Vocational Rehabilitation Center of Allegheny County, and in 2000, the year 2000, the name was officially changed to Life's Work of Western PA because we started to move outside of Allegheny County. The services that we provide employment services. Some of these are facility-based direct employment, community participation supports, small group staffing and mobile work crews, integrated competitive employment. We have training and skill development services. Those are specific to Allegheny County. The rest are Allegheny, Westmoreland, and Fayette. We have youth services. This includes work readiness for in and out of school youth, pre-employment transition services, we call this program PETS, family services, these include in-home service programs, family life programs, and we have a diaper bank. And this is a newer program that we have. It's our OUD recovery supports. Can you guys see, when I'm sharing my screen, can everybody see me, like the images of me, Sandy, and Julie?
No, just you.
Okay.
You're spotlighted.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Okay.
This is just a breakdown of the individuals that we've served through each of the programs for the fiscal year of 2020 thus far. So. All right, now I'm going to turn it over to Sandy. She's going to talk about employment services and youth services.
Okay, guys, bear with me. This is absolutely the first time I've ever done anything like this. I talk fast too, so we're going to be talking about employment services. The unemployment rate for people with disabilities is 3 times higher than that of able-bodied individuals. Through our programs, we are providing adults with disabilities an opportunity to overcome barriers to employment. By taking the time to observe strengths and needs of our clients, we can design a support structure that empowers them to be successful and puts them on the right track to a meaningful employment. Okay. All right, vocational evaluations. Vocational evaluations are done both in our Melbourne and Pittsburgh offices. This can include areas in skilled trades, assembly, business administration, general clerk, environmental services, informational technology. Okay, Our evaluators profile each client's strengths, needs, and interests before recommending a path to meaningful employment. Again, those are done both in Pittsburgh and Bell Vernon. All right, the community-based assessment. This gives our individuals the opportunity to experience competitive work in an integrative work site. We take the individual out, they actually get to work at a company alongside their peers. It helps build their confidence. They get to see what kind of job it is, sees what kind of skills that they have towards that. Okay. All right. Okay, now the next three: supported group employment, small group staffing, integrative competitive employment. All right. These are all facility-based employment, individual employment, and direct employment for adults with disabilities and our mobile workforce. The supported group employment serves local small and large base companies. The clients can reach their true potential through knitting assembly and different fulfillment projects. Small group staffing, also mobile work crew. This is when we have a job coach take out clients to different workplaces that they can do work in the community. They get the real life experience, and this also helps identifying their different skills. Integrative competitive employment. Okay, this is when we have a client in a job that we have a job coach helping them with that job, learning that job. We're there beside them. We try to develop natural supports between the employer and that individual to help them out to make it like a smooth transition. Okay. The small group staffing, the mobile work crew, it's sort of like the same thing. And these places here, they're taken out into the community. We have different places in the community already that are actually set up where they can do different jobs. Okay. All right. Okay. Creating stronger communities, one future at a time. At Life's Work, we are committed to helping today's youth with disabilities or other employment barriers ready themselves for what's ahead. All right. Services for youth with disabilities. This is the pre-employment transition services, or the PETS program. We work with the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation in dozens of school districts throughout the region. We provide pre-employment services for high school students with disabilities and develop thoughtful person-centered transition plans that match a young person's interests, strengths, and goals. To break that down, actually, we do a lot of job shadows. We do work-based learning programs for them. Paid work experience, where the high school student can go out to a job and actually do that job and get paid for it. The job shadow shows the students, they can go to various job sites. It shows the students, like if they're graduating and they don't know what area they want to go into. So we can take them out to different places and they can see different types of jobs being performed. They're observing. It gives them a better idea of what type of job they might want to see once after graduation.
Hey, Sandy,
All right.
quick question. You
Yeah.
said that kids can get paid to go out and do a job.
There is, yeah.
Who pays?
Yes. The paid work experience, this, like I said, this is work through the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation. So that's actually paid through the state. That comes in as we pay them, you know, like Life's Work will pay them, but that money is funded through that, program.
So there's no cost to the employer for that.
No cost to the employer. We take them out. I don't want to give like specifics on what we did in the past years because that may change now again for the next new school year. Not sure, but they got paid a competitive, good price. Okay, they came in and they did the work, and we had last year, for instance, it was like a 40-hour work period that they could work. So the employers, we had a lot of employers like throughout the last couple years here when this program became really popular that offered our students jobs. We had one girl work as a nurse's aide, helping along and everything. And she actually got hired on. She was going to nursing school after that. So she was ending up working like on Saturdays at this nursing home. We had one girl going in for, she would do all kind of activities. So she was like helping the activity aides out, also at a nursing home. At the end of their experience, both of those girls got hired at the same place because they did such an excellent job. We had one young boy, he was at a car detailing place in Mount Pleasant, senior at Mount Pleasant and everything, and he was offered a job after high school with that. So, you know, you look around at different things like that. The job shadowing is a wonderful experience for these students because they get to see a lot of stuff. I'm going to give you for instance, this is like my famous story. See, if I'm rambling too much, let me know. But this is like my favorite story with these kids. I took a young girl to the forensics unit in Greensburg, okay? She wanted to go for nursing. She wasn't sure what type of nursing she wanted to do. So we ended up giving her an experience at Excella Health, just like floor nursing, okay? So she did an experience there at Excella Health. She did a nursing experience where you go into the homes. It's like the home health type nurse. And then her last one was forensics. So she said she's, you know, that's always interested her, the medical side of it and everything. So we actually went into the forensics unit and got to see 2 autopsies being performed. And there is such a thing as a forensic nurse. You know, it's a specialty. So that was a type of nursing I didn't know existed, nor did this girl, you know that it existed, and things. But that's like my favorite story with that one. So, but it's very beneficial because it opens up like a whole area sometimes for these students to see what they might want to get into. Okay. Services, the next one, services for youth and other employment barriers. This also includes juvenile offenders. This is in the Pittsburgh office. They may be barriers in transportation, living situations, whatever. We aid in the training process, and we have partnerships with different organizations there throughout Pittsburgh. Okay. Skilled trades, assembly, business administration, general clerk, environmental services, informational technology are just some of the areas. And I think that's the end of my slides. So I hope you people enjoyed everything that I had to say. Thank you.
Thanks, Sandy.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the next couple programs that we have. This next program, the Training and Skill Development Program, it is specifically for Allegheny County right now. This is tuition-free training courses that are available for individuals of Allegheny County. Transportation assistance is available. These are 2 that fall under this. So Modern Office Essentials, this is an 8-week course. This prepares individuals with people skills and technical know-how needed for a career in the modern office setting. This is pretty cool. I've seen they have graduation at the end of every 8 weeks. This is pretty great. And the individuals who participate, they give a presentation, and it's just really nice to see them talk about their process and the things that they've learned, just to kind of get them back integrated into really get updated on like technology and how to utilize that to help benefit them in their careers. They have, let me move this. They have the Microsoft Office certification. This is a 4-week course. It's a learn at your own pace with a full ebook of courseware. Project-based experiences and practice quizzes prepare individuals for the full exam. So this is testing. These are the expectations and requirements for this program: attendance, showing up and attending class daily, having a desire to learn, communication, being open and honest about how life's work can best support each individual. The schedule is listed here, and the office location is listed here as well. So this is the program that I run. We have kind of worked on the last couple of days trying to figure out like a specific name for it. But we're kind of going to stick with this Recover program. It is assisting individuals with OUD in their recovery, finding employment, and sustaining that employment. So these are the three parts of, or the breakdown, the structure of the program. We have the job readiness phase, the job placement phase, and the job retention phase. So right now, currently, we are doing this. We've been doing this for about 8 months. This is currently going on in Westmoreland and Fayette County. We did get the go-ahead. We are going to be expanding into Allegheny County and the surrounding counties at the beginning of July. So I think that's awesome. So in the first phase, we usually meet individuals in the community. I'll meet individuals at providers' offices or libraries or somewhere around the community. It's been a little bit difficult right now. I can't really do that. So a lot of it has been over the phone, but we're still able to do some things to help individuals get prepared for when all this kind of comes to an end. So in the job readiness phase, when I'm meeting with individuals, one of the first things we do is to talk about, what are their barriers? What are the things that are keeping them right now from gaining employment? We work on communication skills. We work on resumes and cover letters, and we do mock interviews and talk about frequently asked questions on an interview. We talk about, and this is one of the things that I think separates us from other programs, is we really talk about the importance of balancing an individual in recovery, their recovery, and employment. So it's not just about finding somebody employment. It's about, okay, where are you at in your recovery? Are you comfortable? What do you want to do? And how can we help you maintain that? Because we absolutely 100% believe that, employment is part of fulfillment, having a purpose. It has to be kind of integrated into recovery, has to kind of be integrated into that in order for an individual to be successful. So we meet with individuals. Everybody is going to be different. Everybody that I've worked with thus far, everybody's in a different phase. Some people spend a lot of time in this job readiness phase, and other individuals, they have a lot of skill sets. They just have certain barriers that keep them from actually getting the job that they want. So this will vary. The job placement phase, we really want to focus on what a person wants to do. The reality is that individuals who are in recovery, a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, one of the barriers that comes with that is like a criminal history or a lack of transportation. And so, and these individuals, sometimes if they do have a criminal record, or if they are currently in the criminal justice system and they're working through that, they have fines to pay. Some people just want to hurry up and get a job. But we really do want to meet with people and talk with them about what do they want to do? What do they want to do so that they can feel that fulfillment and stay at the job that they're at, because it's good for them. And so we really try to identify individual vocation. We also assist with the interview process. So this is where we work with them. We help them meet, go over what they will need to address in a face-to-face interview or applying online, different things like that we do. And then job development as well. So this is the job development phase, is working with individuals to help them kind of look for their own. We want them to, we always encourage individuals to, you know, if they see something, if they hear of something, if they want to look for something, to by all means do that, because the goal at the end is for them to become, you know, fully self-sufficient and not need us. But we also talk to a lot of employers about what are their policies? Are they willing to hire people with a criminal record, and different things like that? And it always is just based off of what that specific individual needs. And then the job retention part, after an individual is placed, we continue to follow up with their treatment provider, the individual themselves, and the employer, if the employer is aware that the individual is a participant of our program. We want to make sure that we're not just placing people and they don't have access to the resources that they need if something should happen, or if they need more job coaching, or if they need more help to kind of navigate maintaining that job. And the other thing too about this, throughout each process, really talk with individuals about how to advocate for themselves as well, because a lot of times individuals in recovery, they don't have that confidence to say, like, I have the capability to do this, and I really think that I deserve a chance to prove that I can do this. So along with our expansion into the surrounding counties, we are going to start doing more of the employer education. We do this a lot one-on-one. We don't necessarily go over all these things listed here, but some of the things that we are intending to talk with employers about is, I almost want to say the stigma, differentiating between active addiction and recovery. A lot of times when I talk to employers and I ask, are you open to hiring somebody in recovery? The first thought is they think of somebody in active addiction. And so really educating the community on what the difference is between somebody who is in active addiction and living in recovery today, I think is a valuable or invaluable key to them understanding and individuals being more open to hiring people in recovery. What should your policy say? What should your policy look like? Things that can protect the employer so that they know what they can and cannot do for their employees, and then for themselves as well. And what are the benefits of hiring somebody in recovery? That's always an important thing. Like, why does it matter? Again, employer protection and anti-discrimination laws, just educating employers on what those look like, what those are. Information on EAPs, what those are, what they mean, where they can find that information, where if they are interested in an EAP. It's not so much for smaller businesses, but to even have a plan in place is always good. And we want to educate them on the resources that are available for their employees. If they see any issues arising, educate them on what to look for, signs to look for. If they think that an individual might have relapsed or not practicing some of the things that they had committed to. And again, I guess that's identifying employee crisis. So that is the gist of that. The acceptance criteria for these programs are compliance with treatment. So this is like an individual can be in outpatient treatment. I've worked with individuals transitioning them from out of county back into Westmoreland or back into Fayette County, getting them started with this process. They don't necessarily have to be currently in treatment. They could have completed treatment successfully. That's compliance with treatment. They could be a part of another recovery support group. And if they are actively participating in it and are stable in that foundation, then that goes along with the compliance. They have to have an OUD diagnosis. So this is self-disclosure. They don't need a letter from a doctor or anything like that. There's a survey that we have them fill out, and they just identify that they're an individual in recovery. That information doesn't go anywhere else. Let me see. So they have to be a resident of the counties that where we provide the service. So right now it's Westmoreland and Fayette, and we are going to expand into Allegheny, Washington, Greene, and Beaver as well. So those would be the counties that we will be able to serve. And the motivation to be willing to follow through with commitment and really want this for themselves. Okay, so I made a list here of some questions that a lot of providers have asked me in the past, and I just thought it would be a good idea to break it down and just kind of throw it out there so that if this is a question that you have about this specific program, then you have the answer right here. So our program is MAT compatible. So individuals who are on MAT, they can participate. That's not an issue. It can sometimes be a barrier for safety sensitive jobs, but that doesn't mean that an individual can't find employment that they want. So again, it's just a self-disclosure. There's no need for a letter for a provider to say that somebody has an opiate use disorder. And this question was asked to me about confidentiality and violating that confidentiality whenever we are in the retention part of the program and talking to an employer. So if an employer does not know that a person is in our program, and an individual has gained employment, we've helped prepare them, we've helped get them ready, but they applied to a place that we had not necessarily job developed, or we had job developed, but they went ahead on their own and they gained employment. We believe it is counterproductive to go back and call an employer and say, so-and-so is part of our program. So it's not really realistic in situations like that. But when we do talk to employers and they know that we are involved, we always have consent. So there's never an issue with violating confidentiality. We're not disclosing details of an individual. It's solely for the purpose to check on their compliance with work, their performance, and see if there's any issues or see if an employer needs any resources that we can provide for them. And then this was another question asked, like if an individual or a participant relapses, obviously if somebody is in recovery and they relapse, they're not going to be able to maintain a healthy lifestyle until that is kind of dealt with, until they kind of face that and get through that. And so we then focus more on their recovery foundation. What do they need to do for their recovery? We'll talk about employment. We'll talk about finding you employment at a later date. Let's focus on getting you the help that you need, which is also a good, which is also why we keep in communication with the treatment facilities, because any individual has a potential to relapse, and we want to make sure that the individuals that we work with are healthy and provided with all the resources that they can. And how long must an individual be in recovery to participate? And so this, I know that there are other programs that have like a stipulation on a sobriety date, how long an individual has been in recovery. We don't really have anything set on this. We're trusting the treatment providers who send us referrals to to kind of their judgment. We're trusting their judgment to say, we feel comfortable with this individual. They've been showing up, they've been participating. We feel like they are ready to move to the next step. Some individuals, it's going to be quicker. Some individuals, it's going to be later in their recovery. And so we really didn't want to put a number on that. So yeah. And then, so for Allegheny County, here are the contacts for the Allegheny County programs. And we have a ton of different coordinators for all the different programs that we have. We just have Chris Phelps, he's the Director of Client Services. We have him listed here. If you are interested in any Allegheny County services, he would be the person to contact, and he can get you in touch with whichever program you're looking for your clients. And my contact information is on there as well. And for Mon Valley, we have Leanne Patterson. She's the Director of Client Services. Is Sandy Kolsak, who's on the video today. She's the coordinator of the Mount Pleasant offices, and my information again. So I know that was kind of short, Julie, but I don't really.
We have a couple of questions.
Okay, great.
So the first question is, what is the criteria to get these services? And I'm not sure if that means the drug and alcohol services or like the other, like the PETS program and stuff. I'm not sure.
Sandy.
Okay, I can answer the pets part of it here. For the pre-employment transition services, that's for students, so currently enrolled in high school, ages 14 through 21, parent or guardian consent, OVR eligibility, now they have to have a disability. That's about it for that. So every high school should have an OVR counselor in place. Parents would just need to, once school starts up again, if their child has a disability, they can talk with the OVR counselor, and OVR counselors would be able to filter them throughout. If they would need testing or anything like that, then that's all the OVR side. Okay.
Cool. And then again, Jillian, that like obviously they have to be in recovery. So
yeah, so they have to be an individual in recovery. The one thing that I try to remind providers is it's right now, because of the funding source, it is specific to individuals with opiate use disorder.
And Tina asks again, what counties do you serve?
So for the majority of the programs, they are all Allegheny, Westmoreland, and Fayette. The training and skills program is specific to Allegheny County. And then starting in July, we are planning to expand the recovery program to Westmoreland, Fayette, Allegheny, Washington, Greene, and Beaver County.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're excited.
Okay, so where is your Bell Vernon office located, and can an individual be on court supervision and be referred to your program?
For the recovery program, yes, they can be. We deal with individuals that are involved with the criminal justice system all the time. The office in Bell Vernon is on Nazareth Drive. It's 222 Nazareth Drive. It's kind of up on the hill, and it is
Tyrol Boulevard, isn't it? Tyrol Boulevard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's off Tyrol.
And it's part of the Falcon building. So they subcontract the building. And so the workshop's on one side, and then they have a gymnastics team on the other side, but that's not part of Life's Work.
Cool. And the other question is, are there any other agencies doing this?
I think so. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what their programs look like. Yeah. I know that Westmoreland Community Actions has the Recovery Friendly Workplace. And so, yeah.
I think they just work with the employers. I think you're working with people to seek employment. I think the Recovery Friendly Workplace is just working with employers to make it recovery friendly.
Yeah, right now I don't know what their plans are for the future. But yeah. And ours is more of a loose, like when we're talking about educating employers, it's more, we just want people to know. We just want to allow them to have that information. An employer doesn't have to do anything, because we know that there's still, the reality is that there's still stigma out there. And so even individuals who are recovery friendly, even employers that are recovery friendly, sometimes they're scared, to come forward and say, hey, we're recovery friendly. And we just want them to have the information so that they can make better decisions for their employees, or be open to hiring individuals to help, themselves, their bottom line, the individuals, and our economy, ultimately.
Awesome. Is there any more questions for Jillian or Sandy? There's none that I see of on here. Oh, there you are. Yeah, so if there's no other questions, we're going to send information out in an email. I think these ladies are both doing some awesome work, even though right now it's being hindered because of the COVID-19 epidemic. But they're doing awesome work. Sandy actually we worked with one of Sandy's clients at one point, a student in high school, and Jillian has really got this program up and running really fast and doing some great things in Westmoreland and Fayette County. So it'll be exciting to see it spread into Allegheny and see how it grows. So do you guys have anything else you want to let everyone know?
I don't think so. Just thanks for participating.
Yeah. If you have any questions or you want to shoot an email, just go to that back page and we'll be happy to answer it, or locate, whoever can answer it. Okay.
Yep.
And thank you, everybody, and stay safe.
Yep. Thanks for the info, Joan says. So, well, thank you again, Sandy and Jillian. Thanks for all the great work you're doing. And everyone, stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.